Hi, thanks for joining me for another video from Counselor Tips. Distance supervision. This happens when the supervisor and supervisee or supervisees are not in the same location at the same time. So this could happen across a building, across a city, or across a state. It doesn't really matter. At a distance just means that you're using a medium or technology and it's not face-to-face in the same room. So you might be face-to-face like this on a camera, on a phone, on a computer, on a tablet. But nonetheless, there are some things that really need to be looked at and negotiated when it comes to distance supervision. Some of the strengths with distance supervision are that it allows for flexibility in time, that people are not traveling long distances in order to get this need met of supervision. It helps save resources, not just time, but resources. The supervisor has an increased ability to be accessible to the supervisees, as well as those that are in areas where there's not a lot of supervisees. They then have access to competent supervisors that can provide them with the best experience possible. The use of technology also provides an opportunity where there can be group supervision. So you can have small groups or large groups meeting, like a staffing, in order to consult with regards to client care. There's this opportunity when using distance supervision to improve the exposure to diversity. So if I am, with my own descent and my gender and my age, being raised somewhere else than where I live, then when I'm working with somebody who is here in the state that I'm in, but they're maybe 100 miles from me, and they're being exposed to a different gender, different age, different level of training, different culture because of the region of the country I'm from, then it provides an opportunity for the supervisee to start working out the differences in diversity right away in the supervisory relationship. If you are using technology to provide distance supervision, it helps with being able to record and document supervision. Although supervisors are required to enter a supervisory note, you can then record the sessions with your supervisee, and the supervisee and supervisor have the opportunity to review supervision in order to improve the process. Regarding distance supervision, HIPAA has a section that says it is covered by patient health information. And so when using the correct technology that is HIPAA compliant, a supervisor and supervisee can use the medium to discuss client cases and best client care. Some challenges that are related to distance supervision are these. Technology is not always cooperating. I have had problems with the platform that I use. I have had problems with internet going out. I have had problems with my signal not being the best, so there is difficulty with sound, and same thing on the side of the supervisee while providing distance supervision. And depending upon the relationship between the supervisor and supervisee, this distance supervision can feel less personable. Unless you're very animated and engaged, it can feel like the supervisor or supervisee is not paying attention. So make sure that your supervisee really knows who you are. I'm a very animated and engaged person, so the supervisee can always tell when I'm really interested because I have a lot of facial expressions and body movements. And so if you feel like the supervisor is not, or they're bored, bring that up. See if it's not just because of the medium that you're using. The other thing is that if a supervisor is providing a lot of distance supervision or telehealth using technology, it feels very tedious. It is extra draining to provide supervision or counseling with the use of technology. So make sure that you take enough breaks as a supervisor so that you are fully engaged with your supervisees and they're not feeling like you're just not interested. There are some states where the regulations about distance supervision can be rather confusing. It's important for the supervisor as well as the supervisee to have enough clarity about what the state's expectations are regarding using this medium of technology to provide supervision. You want to make sure that you're obeying your licensing laws and that the states that have licensing laws that specifically speak to distance supervision sometimes aren't the clearest. So check it out before you get going. Don't assume that you can do it. It's not always allowed. Supervision is a complex relationship, and there are so many facets that I just can't cover them all in one video. So stay tuned because I'm going to have more videos on supervision to help support you. If you feel that you know a supervisor, a counselor in training, or a supervisee, or a provisionally licensed counselor that can benefit from these supervision videos, please consider sharing it. And if you think you're learning from counselor tips and want to learn more, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll see you soon.